Hi, my name is Ari, and I'm so happy you have chosen to watch an episode of our podcast, the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. I was inspired to start podcasting as a kind of shift that I had from the dance world into journalism. I grew up dancing ballet, and I have performed with the New York City Ballet, Miami City Ballet, at Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, and in Madison Square Garden. So my overarching experience in dance has really inspired me to open up conversation that affects and influence our mental health. We have experts from every field to just talk about things and to find some level of growth, grace, and gratitude within each step of our evolution. I also want to mention that we have spiritual courses available for anybody that wants guidance on their spiritual journey. And if that includes coaching, we have a lot of guidebooks about inner child healing and mental health support and relationship guidance. And for students, we have great tutoring for writers who want to build on their journalistic skills or who want to publish their first novel, who want to work on their writing in general. We have courses in dance, ballet, yoga, and Pilates. So whether you are advanced or brand new, our classes are held on Zoom, and we have options for personal classes or group classes. And for writers, there's also an option of the typewriter. So if you have a typewriter that needs repair, we can repair that for you. And if you need a new typewriter, you can purchase a beautiful typewriter and start the writing process at your own pace. If you would like to have me on your podcast or would like to be a guest on my podcast, or if you want us to answer your questions in an upcoming episode, please send us an email at growthandgracemindset@gmail.com. If you like our shows and they resonate with you, please consider giving our show a rating of 5 stars. Give us a comment, follow, and just enjoy the episodes. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your journey with us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Welcome to the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast, where we talk about all things mental health, wellness, entrepreneurship, entertainment, culture, and today we have a very special episode in collaboration with Houston Ballet's amazing dancers for the upcoming spring production with our current guest Neal Burks and upcoming Allison Whitley. And Neal Burks, a Jacksonville, Florida native, trains at the Florida Ballet, Next Generation Ballet, and Houston Ballet Academy before joining Houston Ballet in 2021. Some of his most cherished roles include Petruchio in Romeo and Juliet and trumpet in The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra, a role that marked a full circle moment from his early days at Houston Ballet Academy to performing on the Wortham stage with the company. And then we're also going to have Allison Whitley, who has joined Houston Ballet as an apprentice from Houston Ballet Academy after 2 seasons in Houston Ballet 2 and 1 season in the professional division. She was promoted to corps in July 2024. Whitley trained at the Dallas Conservatory before attending Houston Ballet Academy Summer Intensive Program. So excited to have dancers on this episode. So welcome, Neal. So excited to
Thank
speak with
you.
you.
Likewise.
So when it comes to dance, tell us a little bit about your journey, what inspired you to choose Houston Ballet, and what age did you start dancing ballet?
Yeah, so I started dancing ballet at 8 years old back in Jacksonville, like you said, at the Florida Ballet. But it actually, um, going into the Florida Ballet, I was at a normal elementary school of the arts, and we had to choose dance, theater, music, whatever. And I actually started with piano. So I actually started on the music side of things. And then around Nutcracker time, there was an audition for the Nutcracker at the Florida Ballet, and my dance teacher suggested that I go. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? We'll test it out, test the waters. So I went, got in, and did the Nutcracker there, and I loved it. So then I started taking some classes on the side after school, um, which then kind of slowly kept elevating, and then eventually moved to Tampa to train further there. at Next Generation Ballet more full time, and then I transitioned to school online, and then came to Houston Ballet Academy 2017, and then just kept going. And here we are.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's a great story. I know a lot of dancers who first start off going with schooling, it is challenging. I remember when I started dancing when I was younger, but then when I went to the School of American Ballet and the class schedule was changing, I had to go to I was homeschooled for a while, but I then transferred to a performing arts high school.
Right.
So the classes kind of coordinated very nicely, and you were able to have like earlier or later classes. So yeah, it is very tricky to make your schedule like adjusted to your dance because it's so young. Children are kind of required to perform and have a really intensive schedule like many
Mm-hmm.
adults do.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot, and it's most of the time to devote to it. It's a commitment, but like with everything.
Yes. Yes, it's a huge commitment and it's such a testament to how dancers truly love the art of ballet and
Mm-hmm.
performing for sure. And what do you love about dancing with Houston Ballet?
Houston Ballet, I love the rep. I love the diversity in the rep that we do. I love the teachers, the staff. Everyone is so amazing, and just the environment is so uplifting. And I feel like there's such a community and family side of things working here. Um, so definitely say mainly the environment and the rep, just everything sort of. And the facility is amazing. The studios are great. We're lucky enough to have live pianists, and each and every one of them are amazing as well. All of the staff, marketing team, everyone is just great here.
That's fantastic. That's so amazing to have like supportive environment because having this extraneous dance is huge on mental health. So having that
Yeah.
supportive team around you is it's so important. Yeah, that's great. And what production is coming up for Houston Ballet? So what are you guys preparing?
Next, we are working on our mixed rep in the night, and then right after that, the Sleeping Beauty full length. Um, in the night starts next Thursday. Yeah, so in the night features three programs: one from Jerome Robbins in the night, and then there's Stanton Welch's Meninius, and then lastly is Celts by Lila York.
That sounds really amazing. That's so great. And what are your goals, either as a dancer or just in general? What are your,
Current goals. That's a hard question. I
or
feel like
perhaps
current
like,
goals.
mastering your current role?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like for me, goal wise is just or mainly just like making sure I'm keeping working and being the best version of myself that I can be. I don't necessarily like to put such strict goals on myself because I feel like it can limit your mindset. So I like to be very open. Not saying I don't have a path or a vision where I'd like to go in life, but more so growth mindset and just taking it day at a time because anything can change.
Yeah, that's a great mindset. And a growth mindset is, there's been research done like, fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. There's
Right.
so much more
Yeah.
flexibility having the growth mindset that the abundance is able to come if you're open. So that's great. And when it comes to like your favorite dance, and I have questions like for girls who are on point and for guys who love jumps, like what is your favorite dance? Favorite step? Yeah, yeah.
Um, for me, it's definitely a double tour.
Double tour.
I love jumping, so yeah, and
That's
just double
great.
tours.
And it looks fantastic for the audience, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's
it looks
pleasing.
so
Yeah,
like
there's different ways you can do it, and it's
totally, yes. And where can people buy tickets and find out more information for the Houston Ballet Company?
yeah. Houston Ballet. You can buy tickets on HoustonBallet.org. You can also visit our box office at the Word and Theater, and you can check our socials: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We have a TikTok now. Any information on what you need about upcoming programs? We just announced our next season, 25-26 season, so that's very exciting as well. And yeah, HoustonBallet.org. If you can find everything you need.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Neil. And do you also have social media people can connect with?
I do. I'm mainly on Instagram, Facebook. I do have Facebook, not so much on there, but we do have it. Instagram, follow me at nburks12.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining and for sharing your inspiring journey as a dancer with Houston Ballet.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
And now we are joined with Allison Whitley. So thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yes, and what are you looking forward to in the upcoming production for Houston Ballet?
Sleeping Beauty is coming up, and we have lots of really challenging solos we're working on. And what I like most about this one is everybody kind of gets their moment. So it's really fun and supportive in the company. Like everybody's super happy and cheering everybody on, and you really feel the support in the room. I think that's the best part of this production.
That's amazing. Yeah. Amazing. What are your roles, and what are you most excited to dance and perform this time?
I've been working on Temperament Fairy, Generosity Fairy, Pas de Quatre. Those are my three big ones that I'm working on, and then I'm doing Nymphs in Act 2, and Lilac Fairy Attendants and Friends in Act 1.
That's very exciting.
Very girl heavy ballet. We're dancing the whole time, so very challenging.
Yes. And when did you start dancing ballet? What age were you?
I was 3, but that was baby ballerina classes.
Right.
Probably decided I wanted to do ballet around 10, 11.
What is your favorite step in point shoes? Because many of our listeners are interested in, like, what are girls' favorite steps and boys' favorite steps? So when you're in point shoes, what's your favorite thing
I've always liked to turn. I like fouettes, I like pirouettes. Those are my favorite, or at least what comes most naturally to me.
That's amazing. Yes, it's like those favorite trick things.
Yeah.
Do you have any fun like pre-performance rituals? Like I remember when I was younger, me and my friends, when we would go like on local tours, we would, when the audience would be empty, we would just like run up and down, do like running and like stuff like that. Like, do you have anything fun before performances?
Yes, I know some people like shut down when they're nervous, but I'm definitely a person who likes to talk and be super active. And so I don't know if I annoy people in the dressing room, but I'm like running around. I'm like, I want music playing, and some people are like looking at me crazy because I'm going nuts. But that's my way of like getting the nerves out a little bit and calming down.
Yeah, it's like the hyper excitement to prepare for the excitement of the performance. Yeah, exactly. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals for dance or for your general personal life? Anything coming up?
I mean, a general goal for dance for me is just touching people in the audience and connecting with people. I think that's all we can ask for as performers. But a bigger goal of mine is to be more leadership in the company one day, in the future. This is looking forward, hopefully, way later.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's so inspiring. I love that. And what do you love most about dancing with Houston Ballet?
I think just the community. It's great. I think a lot of people have this idea of us being so against each other and
like competition.
Yeah, but it's not like that here at all. I think we're also supportive. People come from the outside and they're like, "You're such a clapping company." We're always clapping for each other, and like someone could fall flat on their face and we're like, "Yeah, you did your best. Like go for it. You really went for it." And I think there's not many places that could say that. I think there's a lot of competitiveness. So I think this place.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's so beautiful to have like the collaborative spirit and to hope that each person is doing their best and to support each other. That actually shows that the company is so aligned, and more people will be inspired to even watch the performance because that's going to be seen also through the performance as an audience. So that's amazing. And where can people, do you have any social media people can connect with you and see all of your content?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, AllieDancer_123.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and your journey with the Houston Ballet.
Of course, thanks so much for having me.